Important new study that says that children who eat a poor breakfast now and their kids, well, they're inclined to have cardiovascular issues when they get older as grown-ups. So we said, who can we bring in? Katie Boyle. Thanks for coming in. Katie Computer, thank you so much for coming in and joining us this morning. So what are our kids really going to eat that we can serve for them in the morning?
You know, I think we brought a lot of variety today, which is key, but things that aren't necessarily your go-to options, but quick and easy, because we know we need quick and easy.
My kids do a lot of yogurt. What's something instead of yogurt?
Exactly. So instead of yogurt, cottage cheese is actually really making a comeback, and it's an awesome, easy grab-and-go breakfast item, really rich source of calcium. And so is kefir. Kefir is a fermented dairy product, so it is practically lactose-free, which is great for people that have lactose intolerance issues, and they've got fun little kid-friendly packs.
Bring this one out a little bit, because it's got fun packaging, which I think makes it good, because my kids see this one and they're like, pro bugs. That's really cool.
My son Hudson devours these. He's obsessed.
So they're like a yogurt, so kefir's like a yogurt product? But
it is.
Okay.
It's a fermented yogurt product, but they also tend to be key with all of these yogurts and cottage cheese. Make sure you're getting something that is plain or very low in sugar. You can always sweeten it yourself, which is why we have some honey. Same goes as we move to our next department, so hot breakfast cereals. One thing that I love is I always say make these ahead of time. You can make these the night before, then add a little bit of milk or milk alternative, heat it up in the morning, but it's not just oatmeal anymore. We've got an oatmeal, choose plain, sweeten it yourself with honey or add your own fruit, okay? These things can be loaded with sugar. We want to be aware of that. So there's also, this is a quinoa breakfast cereal that's pre-made and ready to go. This is a banana nut. Give it a try. It's actually amazing. And they come in really great flavors. And this is a boxed kind of oatmeal that has a mixed grain. So this has things like flax, quinoa, oats, barley, rye, wheat. So more than just your church, it's tasty.
This is pretty tasty. And so these ones are okay, because we've done, I think, segments before with you about how when you do instant oatmeal, they can have that super high sugar.
So
and you think you're doing the right thing. These ones, do they taste good? I mean,
this one has a bit of sugar, but not much. I always say less than 5 grams of sugar is where we want to be. Okay, so a lot of kids have allergies, and I think that this is important. So what do you do for the kid with allergies? We have 2 options here. One, this is a gluten-free English muffin, and we've got Go Veggie cream cheese, which is a vegan, dairy-free cream cheese. And, you know, it's Heart Health Month, so something else, taste it. It tastes amazing, and it's Heart Health Month. So a vegan cream cheese or a dairy-free cream cheese, oh my gosh, I think it's delicious. It's made with coconut oil. You can do a drizzle of honey on it, and it's also great. Vegan, vegetarian, dairy allergies, lactose-free, plus just someone with heart issues that is looking to lower the saturated fat. A dairy-free cheese option is a great alternative.
Is this biscuit fried? It looks like a fattening biscuit.
No, so it is baked, but it's made with gluten-free flour, so that's why it has a bit different texture.
It tastes good. It tastes like it's very fattening, like I'm getting a real deal.
So if you don't have someone with gluten, you know, intolerance or celiac disease, we just have a whole grain English muffin, but here's another allergy-free option. We're using sun nut butter instead of peanut butter, almond butter. So most kids that have nut allergies don't have seed allergies. And then we sprinkled some pumpkin seeds on top to add a little bit of crunch. So a really great option, and this is great for...
Wait, say that again, because I think that's really important. So we have lots of friends that have they have nut allergies.
Or nut-free schools. So this is what you're going to make your peanut butter, but it's going to be your sun nut butter. Sunflower seed. So seeds, usually we don't have allergies with seeds. We have sunflower seed butter, which is great for packing lunches as well. Cereals are a huge start for so many people for their breakfast, right? Because it's simple.
Easy. It's simple.
But the sugar can be through the roof. So I always go... My rule is 5s. Again, you want less than 5 grams of sugar and more than 5 grams of fiber is a great thing to look for on your ingredient list. So I always say keep it plain and simple and then add your own like crunch. So we've got a really simple multigrain flake here that has less than 5 grams of sugar, because you'd be surprised. Some of the multigrain flakes, they add sugar to sweeten them up and they seem healthy and they're not. And then what we do at my house is I add pumpkin seeds, I add some nuts, and I might even add an unsweetened dried fruit. And then you've got that souped up cereal that's packed with nutrition, but we're controlling what goes into it.
I think grown-ups would eat this one. This one's good for me. I don't know if I could sell this one to my kids necessarily, but it's good.
What to do with your kids is I put the cereal bowls out there and I make like a toppings bar.
Like a buffet.
Buffet. So you've got all of your toppings and maybe even do some dark chocolate chips that are still low in sugar. And then your kids get to grab and go, because the more involved they are, the more likely they're going to be to kind of dig into whatever's out there.
Do you mind a Nutella if I put that on like a whole grain bread that's really grainy?
It still has a lot of sugar. Doing something like an unsweetened sun nut butter is going to be better than Nutella, but you know, you could always say you get half Nutella, half sun nut butter, and compromise is key. So this is one of my favorite grab and go items for kids, especially if they love eggs. These are frittata muffins. Again, we put the bar out there, all of these different vegetables, okay? You fill your muffin tins with a bunch of cooked vegetables. Your kids can pick their own, sprinkle a bit of cheese, fill it with egg, bake it in the oven, and then keep these in the refrigerator, and in the morning they pick out their frittata muffin, give it a quick heat, and they're out the door with that muffin and those veggies and all that goodness in hand.
So you're making that the night before?
Yeah, you can make them ahead and keep them in their fridge. They'll last like 3 to 4 days in the fridge, so it could be a fun activity for the weekend. And again, they get to pick what they put into it, and you can, you know, have a rule like needs to have a veggie, or you know, and these are just made with regular eggs. It's cold, so it might not be quite so tasty,
No,
but you get the idea.
We should put a recipe for this one on our website, because that's so simple and easy to do.
Yeah, and it gets the kids involved in the kitchen. The more involved they are, the more likely they are to eat it.
Katie, thank you as always. You're the best tips and advice. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, let me send it back over to